There's a lot of things I like about the Learning Management System Canvas. The multimedia options are exceptional. And I like the way modules can be created so that you know exactly what you have to do first, second, third, fourth, etc. But the discussion boards has taken me a little bit of time to get used to, so I thought I'd do a quick video on what I finally figured out. When you go to the discussions, you will see that in this first discussion, the cyber cafes, there are 48 replies and there are no unread replies. I've kept up with that one. But since this morning, the question and answer place has 22 replies and 2 of them I have not read. Introductions has 130 replies and 9 of them I have not read. And right here means I'm subscribed to the topic, which I may take off because, you know what, I can read those discussions in my email, but unlike Blackboard, it doesn't take me directly to the discussion I'm reading, so there's no way for me to reply there. And this says that you can't unpublish if there are replies. I don't know what that means. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to click on Introductions. And when I get there, what I have to do is to scroll down to see the prompt. As soon as I do that, I have several options here. If I'm looking for something and I know that the subject matter or who wrote it, I can search for it. That's a good thing. But also, I can search for the replies that I have not read. If I click unread, then when I scroll down, I will only see the discussions that I have not read. And they are marked with a dark circle. I've just changed this to make it only possible to say that something's been read if you click in that dark circle. That seems a little better than the system that they were using where it was supposed to automatically say I've read something and had me reading the same thing over and over again. So when I read Pam's introduction here, I can then view it in the discussion board and reply to it. I can also mark it as read. So if I choose View in Discussion Board, there she is, and I can reply to her right there. Now, I have seen a couple times where the reply button is not showing, and if that happens, you just have to click on the whole discussion or click down here where reply should be, and it opens up and lets you reply. Notice that I have read Melissa's reply. I don't need to read that again, but that brings up a good point. If replies are not put with the main discussion, in other words, if what Melissa is saying is not a reply to Pam, if I read in this manner, I don't know to whom people are replying. For instance, Pam says, great introduction. Great introduction from whom? Great introduction, Carol. Great introduction, Melissa. I know it was from Pam. I get used to signing my name to things, but more specifically, what you need to do, if you say, I like that idea, you need to say, I like the idea that when we do our discussions, we will read them carefully and reply with good questions. Something that refers back to what you are saying. In other words, it'll help all of us a great deal if you're specific. Now, when I click the back arrow, it takes me back to the discussion board, all of the discussion board. So I only want to see those that were unread because I've been keeping up with things pretty well. So I'm going to click this again and see who it is. Okay, Jill's needs to be read. There are several that need to be read. And I'm looking carefully to see. Jenny says, I think she was in the 2000-2001 class. Or Melissa says that. She says it to Jenny. Jenny Molitor, I think she was in the class. I have no idea exactly what that conversation was about, but maybe she could be a little more specific. Okay, so that's one of the tricks. Now, another of the tricks is to follow the cookie crumb trail, to go back to introductions after I've read all those discussions that I haven't previously read. And I can go down here, and then when I scroll down the page right after that, I have unsubscribed because my mailbox is getting so full. But right here, I can collapse the replies so that I can see exactly which people have their own threads going and how many of those I've read and how many of those I still need to read replies from. Look, most of them I have read. That's a good thing. I hope this helps you. Those couple tricks and finding that to reply initially, you have to go to the initial thread and write your reply here. It seems strange that you can't create your own thread, but I don't see any way to do that. Anyway, collapsing and expanding the discussion board really does help because now I could read everything. And remember again, if I don't see the word reply, it probably is just missing at the bottom of the page, and when you click on the bottom of it, it comes back up. That and using the cookie crumb trail will help you a great deal. Hope this has been helpful. Good luck.